If we want our messages to producers about soil health to stick, we need to understand who our audience is and how they make decisions. People who adopt something early on have different characteristics than those who join in later. And it's important to understand these characteristics when we're designing messages to get people to try something new. The Diffusion of Innovations model helps us do just that. Represented by a bell-shaped curve, the Diffusion of Innovations model splits a population into distinct adopter categories based on an individual's tendency to be innovative when it comes to a specific set of technologies. The model was actually originally developed in an agricultural context, but it's been widely used in fields like medicine and economics too. In our case, we can use it to understand how producers make decisions around practices that make farming more resilient and sustainable. The first segment of the population to jump on a new soil health practice, about 2.5% of people, we call them the innovators. At the frontier of change, they're willing to try just about anything that gets them excited. For example, hearing about a new study on improved cover crop mixes. Next, the early adopters, about 13% of the population, they're opinion leaders in their community who know that change is good. All they need is the right information on how to make it happen. Early adopters are who traditional outreach tends to resonate with the best. The majority of producers are often called middle adopters. This important segment of the population is hesitant to try something new until it is proven to be successful and has become socially acceptable in their community. Reaching this important segment of the population requires rethinking how we frame conservation messaging. As of 2017, only about 5% of US cropland has been planted with cover crops. This means that middle adopters, the segment of the population most crucial to achieving lasting change, has largely not been reached by our current outreach and engagement efforts. The diffusion theory can also tell us about what motivates different segments of the population. For example, innovators and early adopters take pride in swimming against the social current. They take the long view and they have a higher tolerance for risk. This means that they primarily need information about how to be successful with a practice and what its benefits are in order to decide to change. Middle adopters, however, are more concerned with fitting in. They depend highly on social cues from neighbors and peers, and they prioritize minimizing risk in the short term. These characteristics mean that middle adopters are better reached through some alternative frames that we'll introduce in later lessons. And they also benefit highly from having access to peer networks that can provide social support. In your outreach, keep in mind the Diffusion of Innovations model and how it can help you identify your target audience, understand how they make decisions, and craft your messages to fit.